Welcome to the Confident Dollar Podcast, where we are seeking to bring confidence and organization to your financial life. Hi, welcome to the Confident Dollar Podcast. My name is Lauren, and today we are talking about one of the simplest, but possibly most impactful concepts in personal finances. There are a few concepts that I'm like, if you can change your mindset around a couple of these concepts, you will have tremendous success in your finances and in your investing. And this one specifically is the concept of paying yourself first, because it is so not what most people do. And again, if you can dial in the concept of paying yourself first, you are going to do so much better when it comes to building wealth. And I would say it's one of the secrets of building wealth. Now, I know it sounds like something you're like, that's what my future self would do if I won the lottery or something. There's not enough money right now to worry about this, but no matter where you are in your financial journey, just shifting this mindset will make a huge impact. There's kind of these, thoughts of like, well, if I just do it later on, when I have more money, that won't come if you don't do this earlier on and build this discipline. So what do I mean when I say pay yourself first? What does it actually mean? I mean that before you pay any of your bills, your mortgage, your rent, your groceries, you fill up your gas tank, you buy a few things from Amazon, before any of those happen, you have set aside money for your future first. It's at the beginning of the month. It's right when that paycheck hits. It's automatically or whatever, but it is before anything else happens when it comes to your money, because it's normally the opposite of what people do. Most people spend all month long and then think at the end of the month, if there's money left over, I will save that. I'll transfer that into my savings or my investments or my retirement or whatever goal you're working on. And I would tell you that I've seen over and over and over again with working with a lot of clients on budgeting, it won't be there. That money won't be there at the end of the month. It will disappear. This needs to happen at the beginning of the month. You pay yourself first. And even if it's just starting with the discipline of $25 a month or 5% of your paycheck, it doesn't have to be a very large amount to just get started, but it's just making a financial shift and a mindset shift that will change your finances in the long run. I promise you. Here's why it works. You are, again, just really shifting your mindset around a discipline and a habit versus just being reactionary with your money. So if you build in that habit and that discipline and it happens at the very beginning of the month, it will become automated and ingrained in your behavior that you will eventually no longer miss that money within the month and within your budget, because you've gotten used to it. You've gotten used to living off of less because, you now have less to spend, but that automation and just that disciplined behavior will really, will just be adjusted. It'll just change how you view your monthly situation. So, that mindset shift is very important for that habit and that discipline. Because then as you make more money, since you already have the habit built in, it won't be as big of a jump to decide, okay, now I want to up that. If I'm doing 5%, I want to do 10% or 8%, or if I'm doing $25, I want to do $50 or $75. It'll be easier to layer on as you make more money versus just starting that all together. Because even if, and I know it sounds like, $100 a month isn't a lot, but even if you're 25 years old and you start saving $100 a month and you save that from now until retirement, and let's say you can, invest aggressively and average 10% return over that period of time, you're going to turn that $100 a month into, $600,000. And so a little bit over a long period of time can really add up. And there's a really power in, that's the power in that compound growth. But again, if you wait to do it at the end of the month, that $100 won't be there. And so that you're really, messing with your long-term goals by not building it in at the beginning. So how to start? How I'd recommend starting. I mean, first you need to choose your goal. Obviously, it depends on where you are in your financial journey of what your goal might be. If your goal is paying off debt, then you're paying yourself first is paying your debt down, possibly. And so maybe that's what that looks like. And that happens at the beginning of the month, because again, if you wait for extra money to pay off down your debt at the end of the month, I'm sure you will have spent it. So if you're paying down debt, this concept is just as important. And the paying yourself, I'm putting that in quotations, is just paying your debt down. So unfortunately, you're not paying yourself and keeping it yet, but you are paying yourself in that you're working to get yourself out of debt. So yeah, figure out where you are in your financial journey of what your specific goal is at that time. If it's retirement, if it's saving for a house, if it's saving for a car, if it's saving an emergency fund, and it might be a combination of these. But you're doing it at the beginning of the month. Okay. And then that's your figuring out your goal. Your next step 2, is figuring out what type of account or investment goes with that specific goal. That's obviously an important part of this process. If it's an emergency fund, you're going to be transferring at the beginning of the month that $100 into your, maybe high yield savings account every month at the beginning for your emergency fund. If you are doing it for retirement, then you're going to transfer that $100 a month into possibly a Roth IRA or a traditional IRA, depending on your situation, or maybe you're going to include it in your 401k, so you get part of a match. Again, depends on your situation and what your goals are, but you're going to pick your goal, and then you're going to pick the account that matches your goal. And then step 3 is, I would say, probably the most important, is you're just going to automate it. This is going to happen. This is not a manual thing you're going to go in and process. It is going to automatically be set up to go at the beginning of the month, every month, the same amount into the same account until you accomplish that goal. Then you check that goal off and you move to the next goal. And again, start small, even if you need to, like build the habit of $20 a month and then get used to it and add on to it. But automate it, and you'll stop thinking about it, and it will just happen. And then you'll check your accounts and be like, wow, that really actually built up quickly. I forgot that was happening. So automating it is an important part of this process. You just need to be consistent. Stick with it, keep doing it, be consistent, and adjust over time as you make more money or as your goals change, but pay yourself first. So again, it's not really about perfection. It's not about a certain amount. It's just about progress. It's about building in habits and discipline, and those habits create momentum. One of our core values here at Selah is being, excellent in the small things, both personally and professionally, so that we can build momentum over time. And so that's what this is sometimes it's just being consistent, consistency in small things to build that momentum over time, to continue to build confidence around your finances and your financial plan. So pay yourself first, because you deserve it, and you deserve to be taken care of for your future. All right. Thanks for tuning into this episode. I appreciate it. We will be, again, going through more of these bite-sized episodes to continue to grow and learn about personal finances and getting your, building confidence around your money. So have a great day. Lauren Gage is a registered representative with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. The opinions voiced in this podcast are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be suitable for you, consult the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision. Individual tax and legal matters should be discussed with your tax or legal professional. Economic forecasts set forth may not develop as predicted, and there can be no guarantee that strategies promoted will be successful. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. There is no assurance that the techniques and strategies discussed are suitable for all investors or will yield positive outcomes. The purchase of certain securities may be required to affect some of the strategies. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal.